Hi everyone, it's Wasim again, and in this lesson I'm going to show you how to use something called actions. Actions will help you to cut down your workload. So let's just get rid of what I was working on. Now here's the actions palette, and it'll look like a little play button. If you click on that, a little panel will open up. I've just got the default actions in there at the moment. We won't go into them because we're going to create our own. But first we're going to go to File, Open, and we're going to open up an image. We'll use that one. If I double click on the magnifying glass, it just puts it to 100% magnification, so you can see what the image looks like 100%. Now this, as you can see from the document details at the bottom, it's 1278 pixels across and 1195 pixels height. Okay, so it's width and height. But what I'd like to do is give you an imaginary scenario. Let's just say, for example, you wanted to use this image on your blog. Ideally, if it's going to go online, you're going to be using your own web space, and you don't want to be running out of web space anytime soon. So ideally, you'd want your image to be as small as possible, but to look as professional as possible in your blog post. So let's just say the content of your blog area was, let's just pick a number, 600 pixels across. Okay, we could change each image individually by going to image size and changing the width to 600 across. Okay, and the height changes automatically, if you noticed, and that's because we've got this checked, and this needs to be checked. It needs to be kept there. Okay, it says constrained proportions. All it means is when you change the width, the height will change accordingly to keep the whole picture in proportion. So we're going to click OK, and you can see that that's resized with 600 pixels across, and at the bottom it's 561 pixels as the height. Now we could save this. We could do File, Save As, and call it something else, or put it in another folder so we have the original still intact, just in case we need it for something. But that's not the way we're going to do it here. So we're going to go back, Control and Z. Now we've got the original image there as we had it before. This time what we're going to do is we're going to start recording those exact actions that we just took, and we're going to add a little bit more to the image as well, and then we're going to apply what we've just done, or what we're going to do, to other images as well, cutting down on the workload. So we're going to create a new set of actions, or a folder, and we'll just call this resizing. We'll just call it resizing. We'll click OK, and then we're going to hover over this icon here, and it's the new action icon. We're going to create a new action, and we'll just label it as start for now, just so that we know that that's what to click on to start the actions. But you can label it anything you like. So we're going to start recording. So you don't have to feel in a rush. The moment you click on record, it's not recording like a movie. It's not real-time recording. It's not frame by frame or anything like that. Actions, when you record your actions, what it's actually doing is recording your clicks, and when you click on save or OK, or you go ahead and decide that that's what you want to do, change dimensions, then it documents it and it puts it in there, and it records a specific action, and it will not be recording your cursor movements. Okay, so you can take your time while doing this. So we're going to go into image size. I'm basically doing exactly what I did before, but this time I'm recording it. So the width, again, change it to 500 and click OK. Just before I click OK, just take a look over here in the actions panel, and you'll see that it will document it the moment I click OK. See that there? So it's got image size, and if I use that little arrow and click on it for drop down details, it will give me all the details. In other words, it's showing me what what I've done to that image. So I've changed the width to 500, a width scale with constrained proportions, etc. Okay, so I'm going to close that. And I could actually do something else to this and it will still record it. For example, I could go to Image, Adjustments, Levels. I could increase the contrast here, and I could make it slightly darker, and I could click OK. I could go to Filter, Sharpen, Unsharp Mask, and have that at about 80%, have the radius at about 1, and it will sharpen up the whole image. I can click OK. Then I can do File, Save As. Let's save it on the desktop actually, and we'll save it in a folder called Completed, and click Save and click OK. So we'll stop recording that now. If we drop down here, you can see now that it done the image size, took care of the levels, then it sharpened the image, and it saved it. Okay, and it's even got the details of exactly where I saved it in the folder called Completed. Now I'm going to close that and just go to my desktop here. There's the folder. Double click in there. If I double click in there, we can see that that's the completed image. Okay, now I'm just going to delete that out of there, but I'm going to keep this folder there. Alright, let's go back into Photoshop. Now I'm going to, by the way, if you want to open an existing file or project, if you go to File, Open, that's one way of doing it. The other way you can do it is to just double click in this grey area. Desktop, where was those flower images? There they are. Okay, so now I'm going to open up some other image. Let's open up that one. I was playing around with some fruit. So this time what I'm going to do is select this Start section here and just click on Play. So as you can see, it's just carried out all those actions there. But the other thing is, if we go into Completed, it's actually saved that completed image in that folder. Yeah? So if we close that now, let's go back into Photoshop. We can see that in the original folder, we've still got the large image intact. That's because we did Save As. Okay, so we didn't save it back in the folder, and we didn't name it the same within the folder. Okay, so now I can do that to every image. If I double click and I wanted to do it to these two images, I can click Open. Okay, so I've got these two images open now, and I've selected Start again. I'm going to click on Play, close that, and play again, and close that. Now I'm going to check my folder, and I can see that the other two are completed in there as well. And if I just go into there and have a look at the images, can you see how all the actions have been applied? Nice sharp images. Can you see that? So that would have saved you a lot of time, wouldn't it? Now in the next lesson I'm going to show you a method of grabbing all of these images, okay, not having to open all of them either, and somehow get Photoshop to carry out all those actions without you even having to go into the folder and to save all the completed images into the other one. Okay, so I look forward to showing you how to do that.